गुड मॉर्निंग एंड वेलकम टू गना शॉट। गना शॉट में आप सबका स्वागत है। As 2025 is ending, Pakistan or the Kingdom of Pakistan has a new king. Who's the king? Asim Munir. Any doubts about it? I don't have. If you don't have, but then the kingdom. So there's a kingdom, there's a king, and we'll have to see where this whole story is going. We have to assess the kingdom. You have to assess the king and his problems, and we have to see why this kingdom exists. I'm approaching this completely differently, and we have to see what's in it for India. How Pakistan, you know, goes as we go ahead, how Pakistan behaves or not, we're not interested. We are interested in how it behaves with India. Let me put the cart before the horse. The reason for existence of Pakistan is being not being India. We know that. So the reason for existence of this kingdom of Pakistan full of beggars with a beggar king on top, right, is to be against India. So whatever happens in Pakistan is something which we have to keep our pulse on. Before Opsundor, if someone had said about Pakistan, I would have said you have to start living beyond Pakistan. I think the post-Opsundor, the issue has flipped. My view might be a little radical. It's time we focused fully on Pakistan and we focus proactively on Pakistan so that either Pakistan is collared or it ceases to be a problem for us. It's a big ask. And I'm going to show a few stepping stones as to why we need to do that. It's not as if something I've not spoken, but what I've spoken is being reinforced through multiple analysis. So let's get going with the first thing. I found this article. It says double backed power. How the US and China are cementing Pakistan's military rule. A couple of months back, I had said, look, if there's one thing which on which USA and China agree on is the fact that they have to cap India's rise. It is their requirement. Whether you like it or not, it is their requirement. If it is their requirement, they will do everything in their power to stop it. There's no doubt about it. And which is that power which can stop it? It is Pakistan. If Opsundor taught us anything, it is this: that our adversary is Pakistan, but behind this adversary are two major adversaries, that is USA and China. Different kind of adversaries, but they are adversaries. They're no more our friends. Like I always say, as far as USA is concerned, we have a relationship with them. It's not a strategic relationship. As far as China is concerned, it is our adversary. I have no doubt it is our enemy number one. But this enemy number one is now acting through Pakistan. And articles like this very clearly indicate that Asim Munir has been made the king of Pakistan with the help of US and China. We need to understand this fundamental. They will go to any lengths to keep him on top because he will do everything which China and USA desire. And he will, and what they desire is absolutely music to his ears and heart because that's against India. Because his reason of existence is that. We need to analyze this fundamental thing People say control of Eurasia, control of Central Asia, control of this, X, Y. These are all peripheral. Let me tell you, these are all peripheral today. Why? As I keep analyzing in my thing about India's rise, it's always been opposed. Who opposes India's rise? And why would they oppose India's rise? The answer is very clear. USA has always opposed India's rise. Why? Because if India rises as an autonomous strategic with its strategic autonomy, sooner or later the American thinking will direct their thoughts to the fact that India is someone which is beyond their control. China, they can still control. I mean, please understand, USA can still control China, like Trump is doing with his tariffs and all. There might be a fight, yeah, wo. USA has technology which China wants, which it can't get. Uh, it's a market. So there is an upstream control of China. And look, at the end of the day, you look at it, 2 years back, 3 years back, everyone said the Chinese economy will overtake the US economy. It's not happened. In fact, the gulf has widened. Why? Because that's a control which US has exercised over China. In the similar vein, can US exercise that control over India? No. Why? Because we are a domestic driven economy. We don't seek high end technologies. We seek more normal technologies. And we are at a stage where a global environment says, go to India. And the American companies are now flocking to India. They will. It's a matter of time. In a matter of 5, 10 years, you'll see this change happening in a big way. Or day before yesterday only I spoke. If they're biggies, the Magnificent Seven, as they call it, are coming here, right? Including Starlings and Google and Microsoft, and with billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar investments. Well, India is rising with or without USA. We are, as it is rising where we are. If all these come in, you will rise even more. So there's one element in USA which says there's no option but to go to India. But there's one element within USA which says cap India. And to cap India, let's prop up Pakistan. Who better than the king of Pakistan? Understand the logic. Now, as far as China is concerned, it's very apparent. We are a competitor. We are not a pure competitor to China at this point of time. But 10 years now, 15 years from now, you will be. Things will change. Things have changed for the past 5, 10 years. Ever since 2020 and their invasion into Eastern Ladakh, things have changed. And things have changed drastically. Today's China is no more the strong China it was perceived to be in 2019-20. It's a weak China. China might showcase its military, it might showcase its manufacturing prowess, everything. But at the fundamental level, they're in tatters. I did this thing on the fact that China is in recession. How do they get out of it? They get out of it by opening India, by making an entry into India. They get out of it by capping India's rise. Can they do it directly? They've tried and they've failed. So where will they go? They'll go to Pakistan. Is there a doubt left in our mind? Opsundor was a military victory for us, but a political victory for Pakistan. Engineered by whom? China and USA. If we think that Asim Munir, the uncrowned king of Pakistan, is what he is, without the assistance of USA and China, then we are living in a fool's world. And I see more such articles coming. Right? Every article says, look, we have to understand this in the right perspective. Every article says the Pakistan military did extremely well during Opsundor. And they put India, inflicted casualties on India. We know it is false, but this is backed completely by the American and the Chinese media. Between the American and the Chinese media, they control the global media. And in the absence of any great strategic communication capability on our part, we have fallen to that. And that has enabled this chap to become the king of Pakistan. So, going further, we have to understand whatever we do with Pakistan, whatever Asim Munir does, he's got the backing of Trump and Xi Jinping because it suits their purpose. It suits their purpose eminently. So, if I today think which is the one biggest adversary of India or enemy of India, it is Pakistan. Not because of historic KO. It simply cannot live with India. Right? And you also have to understand the characteristic of this country here going forward. And we'll talk of this a little down the line. Just now. This is in the news, which I've discussed. So, Asim Munir is now being pressurized to give troops to Gaza. It was known, the stabilization plan, all that. It's still not the international stabilization force, which is to be kept in Gaza, is not mandated yet by UN. UN is mandated by UN is that it goes under the blue helmet. It's not so. Blue helmet, blue beret. It's not so. It's still going to be a US mandated plan with tacit understanding with UN. UN has already passed that. But UN is not going to fund it. And neither does USA want UN to fund it. And USA is very clear. It wants Pakistani troops, wants Indonesian troops, or someone not from that region. And my view is Pakistan has agreed to it already. And that's one of the reasons why Trump has, uh, given this guy so much lift. Otherwise, he wouldn't have given. That's one of the reasons why Trump has made this chap the king of Pakistan. Okay. Well, other issues are there. We'll talk of the internal factors a little later. But we have to understand this. Yeah. What happens when this stabilization force goes to Gaza? They will kill Hamas and Palestinians. Yeah, they've done it before in Jordan. By whom? Ziaul Haq, another dictator. So this will also repeat it. But there's a difference. The difference now is that there's going to be internal problem. There will be an internal problem of two varieties. When the Pakistanis are forced to give troops there. One, if Pakistanis land up and do the normal stabilization or normal policing or normal UN as per the UN charter and all that, without trying to do anything up to Hamas, or they did some. The second is they go there and get after Hamas. The Indonesians can't do it. It's only the Pakistanis who can do this. So, in either case, there will be a repercussion at home. Only thing is, if this force goes there only to oversee Israeli withdrawal and whatever, implement the Gaza peace plan, then maybe Asim Munir will be able to control the internal situation. If people start getting killed in Gaza, at the hands of Pakistani soldiers, then there'll be problems for Pakistan. So that we should be very clear. There will be problems for Pakistan and its army. After all, the fundamental thought process of terrorism has come from where? From Pakistan. You see that in a different hybrid form, which happened in Bondi Beach, which happened in Delhi. The fundamentals are the same. The, the, the learning, the culture, the thinking has all come from Pakistan. And now Pakistan, which has spread this culture far and wide, including Hamas. Hamas was also, influenced by this. It- If that is at odds with each other, Pakistan and Hamas are at odds with each other, there will be a backlash in Pakistan. The new king of Pakistan will try and avoid that. He's already trying. But is it feasible? We don't know. If Trump agrees to what Asim Munir goes and tells him now, or then Trump has lost the deal in rebuilding Gaza. Okay. If Trump has to regain Gaza, or rather do whatever he has to do with Gaza and implement that peace plan and all that, then Hamas has to be sidelined. And Hamas has to be sidelined only through force. No other way. Right? And so this is the dichotomy which Pakistan faces and Asim Munir faces. But to think that Asim Munir will get into this trap wholesale is also difficult. A lot of people are saying, oh, he goes, Pakistan will, this will happen, that will happen, all that. China will step in. Right? China is bound to step in there sooner or later. Whether USA will allow China to step in, whether Israel will allow China to step in, all that is to be seen. We can say, oh, ultimately Pakistan will serve Israel's interests. All that is polemic. You can keep talking of that nonsense. But how does it affect us? How does it affect us? It will affect us, and we have to understand this repercussion in 2, 3 manners. Any force deployed in Gaza is at the cost of defending Pakistan. Pakistan doesn't have surplus troops. It is within that. And my conservative estimate is one division minimum has to get deployed there. One division. And at some point of time, we say even Saudi Arabia will ask troops from Pakistan. So far, that has not happened, but it's a matter of time. So another division, which if it goes, that's a worst case scenario for Pakistan. Then Pakistan's defenses are got gaping holes. Why is Pakistan doing that? Why is Pakistan taking the risk of leaving defenses within itself? Because Pakistan is confident that through China and USA, it will ensure that India doesn't attack it. That's the confidence which, you go back to this double bag power, that's the confidence. So he will take that risk. And let's be very frank. This fellow is a risk taker, high risk taker. Okay, he's got nothing to lose. Actually, he's got nothing to lose, so he'll take this risk and probably deploy and deal with the internal situation very, very, very harshly. He's already done that in Murid K. Over 100 to 200 people have been killed in Murid K of the TLP characters. We know that it's not new. Okay, so there is going to be strife. So going ahead, as and when this force gets deployed there, you're going to expect strife in Pakistan. Will this strife give India an opening? Of course, it gives an opening. What are we going to do about it? I don't see that discussion at all. I don't see that discussion as to what are we going to do with Pakistan. Everyone still is justifying whether we won or lost in Opsundor. But you're gone, yeah. That time is gone. It's over. Opsundor is dead. What's the lesson you have to learn from Opsundor is something different. If I have to learn one lesson in Opsundor, a military victory doesn't constitute a political victory. A military defeat doesn't mean it's a political defeat. A military defeat, like in the case of Pakistan, contributes to a political victory. Is it a political victory for Pakistan? It's not a political victory for Pakistan. Pakistan has lost. They've got this fool as the king. It has contributed to the Pakistan army getting the political victory and the Pakistan people losing it. I will talk of that also. So you see this huge dichotomy or dilemma coming up on the western border for India. Like I said, my analysis is what do we do here internally? Now we're going to be in this state. And if this fellow pulls it off, his best option is what? That he goes, sweet talks Trump into letting go of, saying, I'll not send troops to Pakistan or to Gaza. In which case, it's a huge political victory for him. Yeah, that might be at the cost of not getting any economic assistance, sustenance, and all. And then we'll have to see whether US lets go of Pakistan or not and create that rift. But can you trigger this? I don't see that happening. Your strategic communication doesn't point to the fact that you have to impress upon the US establishment to say, look, you have given him all this help. Is he going to do anything for you? He's going to make another fool of you. He made a fool of you when you were in Afghanistan. He's going to make another fool of you. What will USA get? This is something which we have not spoken of. Will USA get something by Asim Munir doing whatever he wants and the way he's projecting everything? No. Is there an element in the US which says we understand what's happening in India and all that? There might be, but it doesn't affect me anymore. They've lost India. Now, as far as China is concerned, China is playing a very cool hand. Let's be very clear. Just think, China is in the happy position that USA is making Pakistan do something against India without Chinese complicity. It's a boon for China. So it'll back the new king. Okay. And as far as USA backs Pakistan, you are against USA politically, then you are swinging towards China. Why? Because you have an equation with Russia, you feel Russia is good with us, and hence we should go towards China. That's what the whole projection, no? In the Shanghai Cooperation Organization and the three, the picture of all three leaders together talking and smiling. So China is very happy. Yet China welcomed Shahbaz Sharif and this. Whatever happened, didn't talk, happened, is a different story, outcomes. But they're very happy. They'll be very happy to keep Asim Munir in chair. Because he is doing for China through America what China can't do with India. That's the point. So what is the repercussion for us? We're going to fight a huge proxy war against China and India through Pakistan. and one level. At another level, we're going to fight a hybrid war with Pakistan. Both these are foregone conclusions. Are we reacting accordingly? Is there a case for us to start doing some hybrid operations against Pakistan? And think, if Pakistan, anything happens to Pakistan and you're able to crack the code of Pakistan, I call Pakistan a code. You have to crack the code, or you infect it with virus. If there's a code there, you can always infect it with a virus. If you infect this code with a virus, this virus is going to affect both USA and China, and very badly. Right? And we'll have to see again, that's one level. On the other level, we'll have to see whether Trump has residual concentration on Gaza, or he feels Gaza is as it is and forget it, because he's now moved on to Venezuela. And he'll probably go to the Thailand Cambodia thing tomorrow. We'll talk of Thailand Cambodia tomorrow, because that war is taking different proportions. It's taking interesting proportions, and I'll talk of it tomorrow morning. Because it's expanded and it's spilling into Laos. If it goes into Laos, China will have to step in. So that's a different proxy. So there's a different proxy. The funny proxy is that in this case, both China and USA are aligned with the Kingdom of Pakistan. So we are in a piquant situation. Please understand what I showed earlier and what this thing. Everyone talks. He's in a tough position. He's in a tough position, but he's going to wriggle out. What are the implications of this tough position? I've said. Whether Pakistan gives troops to Gaza or not is irrelevant to me. But what happens in Pakistan and what am I going to do about it is the most relevant part. This another complication which is coming up. Please, we have to see, and this is coming through China. Look at this Delhi CPEC. It talks of a Russia-Pakistan Eurasian forum which has happened 2 days back. Yeah, the Chinese were missing in this forum, but it appears that the Chinese are propagating this forum. ये कहां से आ गया? We thought Russia and India are thick and all that, and they're going to do that, but this is a new angle to this whole story, right? There's a new angle to this story, and this is being reported widely in Russian media. Pakistani ambassador to Russia is giving a welcome address to the Russia-Pakistan Eurasian Forum. Okay. Look at this. Proactively, Shahbaz Sharif is being pushed to deal with Putin. He went and spoke to Putin during the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. He's gone now. There's a news that he went and gate crashed when Erdogan and Putin were discussing. All that has come in news. If you play this video, there's animated discussion between Shahbaz Sharif and Putin. Earlier, when Shahbaz Sharif went and met Putin, he said, "We understand you have a relationship with India. We want a similar relationship." And from what you can see in the media, well, this is international diplomacy and geopolitics. It's not as if Russia is not okay with it. There is RT, which is said this Mushahid Hussain Syed. He is the former Minister of Information and Broadcasting of Pakistan. And he's gone and addressed this forum. And this has come in Sputnik also. So you look at it, the Russian media is given a lot of publicity to this forum. Why? Why they're supposed to be our friends? If they had to have this forum, they could have kept spoken about it and kept quiet. But why is this getting so much traction there? Is it because of China? Is it because of what pressure? Is it because of USA? It's possible. So, what are the implications of this newfound bonhomie between these two people, Russians and the Pakistanis? We have to think hard and also take into account. You see, it's one thing to say Russia and India are good friends, strategic partners, special privileged partnership, and all that. But there's another reality. Through the 20 years of Afghan campaign, 2 decades of Afghan campaign, Russia did its best to keep India out of the bargain. And don't forget that. Russia might have done a lot to India, but the fact also remains that Russia kept quiet during Opsundor. And I agree with what Tanvi Madan says in this tweet. Right? Just see what she says. I'll now get that in focus. She says there are real limits to Russia Pakistan ties, but they can complicate India's hand. Moscow and Delhi both know this. This is a huge complication, and it has happened. And this complication has been accepted by Moscow. I think it is propagated by China. Push Pakistan and using Pakistan to drive a wedge between Russia and India. Because who benefits by this? Obviously, Pakistan is there and China. In some manner, USA also. So again, you see this USA, China, Pakistan coming, adopting a stance which is detrimental to India. I mean, for my health, it's too much, right? And I don't see a parallel thing. Look, understanding between India and Russia coming out, and we must also understand. Uh, while we say Russia has offered us everything, the translation on ground for many technologies from Russia has been zero. And Russia, whether you like it or not, is skinning us on defense purchases. There have been cost overruns, there have been time overruns. You see, that's a classic case of Admiral Gorshkov, of Vikramaditya aircraft carrier. So there's a new game, there's a new angle in this game which is coming up. And the first slide again is important. So this new guy, the new king of the kingdom of Pakistan, is playing a deep hand. We have to understand that first, and we have to play accordingly. Okay, anything less is this thing. But is Pakistan progressing? It's not progressing. Let's be very clear. The economy, the last priority for Pakistan and the king, its new king, is economy. Nothing is important for Asim Munir except for the two facts. One, he should be in power. The second fact, how can he harm India? These two things are the main methods. Has he been doing it? He's done it very successfully so far. You have to understand what success means to Pakistan. For Pakistan, success means living to fight another day. They've done it. A political victory, they've got it. But in all this, will Pakistan recover? It will not recover because its population is growing. As per this tweet, By 2053, Pakistan will be the third most populous nation on the earth. Okay? It will overtake USA in population. In all this while, it's going to get poorer and poorer and poorer because this new king called King Munir is not bothered about economy. He's not bothered about economy at all. Economy is his last point on agenda. He is going around as if he's going to get a bailout every time from USA and whatever from China. So you're going to look at a Pakistan where the elite is in one direction, the people are in the other direction, but both of them are in one direction as far as India is concerned. Now let me analyze the internal effects of Opsundor in Pakistan. I mean, we have to understand this. We say we've broken their 12 airfields and terrorist camps and their military infrastructure. I agree. But when you analyze Pakistan and these things, you have to see that doesn't affect Pakistan. I've always said a military defeat for Pakistan is a political victory for Pakistan. How we can convert the military defeat into a political defeat of Pakistan, or how you can inflict a political defeat of Pakistan, is something which you have to seriously think of. This is an extract from Maliha Lodi's article recently. So, what does she say? Pakistan's effective management of the military confrontation, in which it was seen by its populace that it got the better of its adversary, has generated a rise in national pride and self confidence. These are facts. You might not like them, you might laugh at them, but the fact is the the Pakistani population is fully behind Pakistan because they feel they have won Opsundor militarily. There's a surge in the military popularity of Asim Munir and his cohorts. And there is a clear perception within Pakistan which says India lost considerable ground geopolitically. But equally, that is true. You lost lot of traction geopolitically. But the flip of the flip is also true. People, you have gained huge because of many things. And that is why people are now flocking to India. One thing which has happened in Pakistan, that is why I've said Asim Munir is the king. Right? The power balance in Pakistan has shifted completely towards military. I've never seen it more towards military in my entire life. There's no dissent against the military. Even Imran Khan has no dissent against the military. The civil bureaucracy and political leadership of Pakistan is willingly, completely surrendered to Asim Munir. And Asim Munir has also consolidated his hold over the Pakistan army to no extent. Right? This military is more dominant in governance, and it has established a new model of military ascendancy in Pakistan. Its constitutional changes, its powers it has come are all permanent. It has changed the character of Pakistan. Pakistan is no more, you say, na, Pakistan army is an army with a state. I think the Pakistan army is now a kingdom with a state. And the king is Asim Munir. Okay? And the constitutional changes, which are all, see, you look at it, Opsundor, becoming a field marshal, going to Trump, then the 26th Amendment, and then the 27th Amendment, all these in one line, if you put it together, it is consolidation of power of the new king. And then the changes, then the scrapping of the emasculation of their judiciary. So internally, Pakistan has gone into a bad shape. Now, when you look at it economically, every economic indicator has gone back. There's some macro stabilization which they talk of, but that is because of IMF loan to them. Otherwise, they would have gone. Okay. So you are looking at an extreme situation. This is an opinion. 70% of the Pakistani feel that the country is headed in the wrong direction. But what are they doing about it? 80% have no confidence in the economy despite short term macroeconomic stabilization. This is as far as the economy is concerned. Politically, they are with the king. This is a politically unstable state. It is polarized. We know it. It is polarized internally. Externally, it is one, unitary. Let's not make the mistake that it is polarized. But it gives you the internal polarization gives you a lot of leeway to operate in the fault lines. And this is a skewed civil military balance. It is hybrid plus plus. And the international challenge for Pakistan is difficult, there's no doubt. And the internal challenges will not go away. Balochistan and KP will not go away. So, what do we see at the end of the day in all this? You're seeing a Pakistan, right? You're seeing a Pakistan which is going to be backed by USA and China. You're going to see this king called Munir, whose all his actions are either consolidating his power or against India. They will give us an opening if the day they deploy troops in Gaza. There will be an opening for us. How you exploit that opening is to be seen. If troops are not deployed, there's a good chance that Trump might say, Tata Munir, get lost. Again, you'll get an opportunity. For all of this story, we should be very clear. We should be very clear as to how we're going to handle this situation. Do we have a game plan? And my thing simple. Our game plan exists in Kashmir. Externalize the Kashmir problem into POJK, Gilgit Baltistan. Answers will flow. The center of gravity of the relations between India and Pakistan still remain JNK, POJK. Right? I thought I'll put this. I don't know whether I've given you a new framework of thinking or not, but the new king of Pakistan is there to stay and he's not going to be dislodged. The kingdom of Pakistan is going to wither, but it will not disintegrate unless external force comes in. There's this law of inertia. Every object continues to be in its state of inertia until impressed upon by an external force. Who said that? Newton. That is the second law. So these are the things which we have to now take into cognizance. It's nice to talk of China. It's nice to talk of USA. It's nice to talk of Venezuela. Our first priority has to be Pakistan. I just thought I'll put all this across because this is my way of thinking. Others will have their way of thinking. I have no problem. But you make your educated assumption and guess. The answer to Pakistan is political. This is something which I've said. It is political. Unfortunately, in India, we are not doing that. We are not thinking politically. The politicians are not thinking politically. Our politicians are thinking militarily. And people like me, our military guys, are thinking politically. So we have to change. We are faced the situation like Delhi says too depressing. Look, you have to face the situation. If you think that I could have said 100 bad things about Pakistan and said, look, yeah, it will disintegrate tomorrow. Has it disintegrated? It will not. It is, it has, formed itself into another way of a bigger problem. But it gives you a lot of opportunities, provided we are able to do something. Okay, with this, I'll take a few questions and then we'll see how to take it forward. Amitesh, good morning. When can we expect Ralph Peters map to become a reality? Ralph Peters map will become a reality if India makes it happen. Otherwise, it will not happen. And at this point of time, India doesn't seem to be ready to make that happen. You have to take a broader view and operate on different dimensions. Have we got onto the dimension? No. You have to go into a low cost model, a low cost political model. And that low cost political model has not been thought of. Can Pakistan spare troops? Of course not. And but it will be forced to spare troops. If it is forced to spare troops, opportunities open up. But are we doing anything? I would put it in one word: pose militarily, act politically. Project military power, but execute political power. Yeah. Vasu, good morning. Thanks a lot. And Akash also, Jai Hind. Apparently, Munir is meeting again with Trump soon. Will he try to negotiate? Yeah, he will. There's no doubt about it. Prasad Singh, good morning. And Ladybird Haru also, good morning. Oh, China is trying to replace jet engines with maglev train. Yeah, ये सब ना कहानी है. Maglev train जब होगा देखेंगे. I hope you guys understand what's the implication of a magnetic levitation vehicle. These are all stories. Okay. Notably, a change below his nose tells the truth. Yeah. The video is playing in mobile format. It is playing in both formats. I just tried again today. It's in both formats, right? You can see it in both. You can see it in normal format and mobile format. Uh, Live stream is in, yeah, no, live stream is in both formats. Yeah. It's a highly corrupted society. Yeah, there's no doubt on that. Okay. Uh, US opposite Bharat because no dollar peg. Yeah, we know all this. We have to understand that USA is not our friend. As simple as that. Our indigenous fifth plane development, what is the scope for its success? We'll talk of it separately. There's not, everyone keeps asking, when will our plane come? Well, let it come, it will come, and when it has to come. That discussion I will do with the Air Force officer. Good morning from America. Armenia. Oh, I very much appreciate the general's analysis. I also cannot ask generals his lifestyle and food choices, as he is always full of force and energy. Oh, I like that lady. I am simple. I eat vegetarian food, okay, and I have a very strict regimen of work. I go for a walk in the morning at 5 o'clock. 5 to 7 is my walk time. Come back, do my reading for an hour or two, do this program, then get into my research mode, and then attend to my other issues, my technology mode, and all that. And that's it. And once you're retired, you can think. When you think, you can exude energy. I look forward to 100% indigenization of Google, Microsoft, and others who set up their data centers and services. And Bharat, that would be, yeah, I agree with you completely. It'll happen. It's a matter of time. What's the possibility of US gifting F-35s to Pakistan? They'll never do it. I mean, let's forget. All these are, you know, kite flying objects. Don't fly kites here. Pakistan will be kept on drip irrigation. There'll be a drip system to keep Pakistan alive. It's a tool. You don't give a tool thinking power, do you? That's what China and USA are doing. You give it a tool. You give tool the power to do things. Either tighten a screw or loosen a screw, but you don't allow it to think. Jordan is independent. It's not Palestine. I agree. I'm not. I didn't talk of Jordan. The same Ziaul Haq did what he did in Jordan when he was invited into Jordan. Today, Jordan has realized the problem it created for itself then. But the fact is, Pakistan is going to be deployed in Gaza. Asim Munir talked of Kashmir being the jugular vein. Yeah, yeah. I agree with him completely. Kashmir is the jugular vein of Pakistan. Cut it. You have to cut it. We are not doing anything to cut that. Yeah, Kiran, thanks a lot for joining in, and KD Raya also thanks a lot. Namaskaram. Can we not recommend to America to be put on the FATF green list for being a sponsor? Come on, let's not uh, live in dreams. Okay. So, media is linking the Bondi shooter to Hyderabad without MEA fact checking proves we are. Yes, we are losing the narrative war big time. We've always lost the narrative war big time. That's the problem. Yeah, Pakistan gave away Chinese fighter jets 10C technologies to. They will do it. I mean, stating facts. Does India have a plan to separate Trump and Munir, or should we just be waiting and watching from the sideline? You don't have a plan. Neither can you do it. If you had to do it, you would have done it long back. You should not have allowed them to get together. Now you allowed them not only to get together, you allowed them to survive together and plan together. You have to wait for the inconsistency or of their mating, the incongruity of their union to let it fall apart. You have to be patient at times. So this is to one extent, this is a time for strategic patience, but at another level, you have to it gives you openings elsewhere. Open that. Open that. High risk taker with other people's lives. That's always the case. Who takes risk with yourself? You take risk with others. Yeah. Sorry to deviate. Yesterday's session on Venezuela was amazing. Is Trump going on war to cover up internal economic wars? Possible. If he can get Venezuelan oil for a lifetime, it revives America's fortunes. As simple as that. US wants to use Pakistan for central assistance in, for assistance in Central Asia. Yeah, I've spoken of this long time, many times. Yeah. Trump spoke for 30 minutes this morning, India time, rambled and did not mention Venezuela once. Oh, that's Trump. USA cannot trust India in the long term. 1 minute. Right. 43 watching and only 8 likes. Yeah. Do like the video if you liked it. I'll be grateful. New forum for begging. That's always the case. Well, Kingdom of Pakistan. Yeah, it is. Thai political parties are using with the combo. Yeah, we'll talk of this tomorrow. Yeah. Hmm. This chap Munir is plausibly an elite buck. Probably it is our agencies that. Yeah, I like the way you say it. We have to concentrate on Pak and Bangladesh simultaneously going forward. Both are radicalized. Yeah, I agree with you. We have a problem and we have to understand it and we have to deal with it politically and not militarily. Yeah, but majburi hai. Yes, I agree with you. Uh, Three perennial devils on Indian borders and distant Yankee genie playing with three devils against India will not change. India has to increase its military and diplomatic strength. There is just no doubts about it. There's no doubt. Well said. I completely agree with these are things which we have to live with. Yeah. No King's Rally by Pakistani people. Yeah, terrorist attacks in Russia, I guess. Well, terrorism is a tool. It's a tool with and a gun which you can point at everyone's head. That's the thing. And Russia has that sorry, Pakistan has that capability, whether you like it or not. And you have to be careful about that. And today that tool is being hybridized, right? Well, that's the way it is. And the way US system thinks, the way the Chinese system thinks, the way the Russian system thinks. They're not for you, they're themselves. And Pakistan is a convenient tool. Okay. Uh, Thanks a lot, Arvind, for joining in. There's a little bit of a issue. I'll attend to that first, and I'll come back in the evening and I'll deal with everything else. So join us in the evening for the thing of three good generals. Sorry, I'm a bit of a hurry. Till evening, have a great time. Jai Hind.